Well, here I am back with another exciting adventure. I've been asked to make a nose ring out of gold, and I usually make them out of 21 gauge wire, and as you can see it's quite dainty, which keeps the price point low. I've been asked to make it out of 16 gauge wire, which is substantially larger, and as you can see I kind of feel obligated every time I cut up some gold to videotape it, so here we go. But I'm going to be using a portion of this. The candidate. So I've annealed this, and it's at 2 millimeters square, so now we're going to pull it. And I have to hammer down the ends. So I've hammered down an octagon onto the end so I can pull it through the round wire puller. So I just finished my last brutal pull through off camera. Just be thankful you didn't have to watch it. So now we're at 1.3 millimeters, which is roughly the same size as a 16 gauge. So I'm going to go ahead and make a nose ring. I want an 8 millimeter interior diameter. I'm going to do a little wrap. Trying to get a nice tight circle, a little extra so I have something to play with later if need be. And I always melt down my scrap anyway, so it doesn't really matter if I cut extra. And then I gotta pull the rest of this wire into 21 gauge. Perfect. I'm trying to make this a particular price point, so we got 0.8 grams. Perfect. I'll probably hit it on the mandrel one more time just to make it firmed up, and then I'll clean the cut because the cut's currently very sharp. That's basically all you need to do to make a nose ring. There's the silver and gold side by side. Pretty nice. There's a little visual comparison between 16 gauge and 21 gauge. They're both very pretty. Very nice. I've set up my wide angle to show you how much wire comes out of that little nugget. Even after I cut off the nose ring, made this much wire. 18 inches and the nose ring. Wow, perfect. So now I'm gonna cut some of this up to make some earrings. For this I need to cut just enough so that I've got enough material to work with, but not too much, then I have to throw a whole bunch in the scrap bin. So I'm cutting off 30 mil. Just a little bit above 30 mil. So that's enough for some earrings. I'm making some prong earrings, just simple prongs with a ball. So I'm going to use some butane. If you start from the bottom, we just get some surface tension, scooting that up. And we're looking for 4 millimeters. Let's see what we got. Super easy. Cool. I've made my pair of earrings from the 21 gauge wire. Now I've got to work harden them. So we basically squeeze them. Because I hit these with fire, they've annealed. Unlike this one, which I cold formed after pulling through the wire. So this one's already work hardened, mostly from the pulling. And I'll hit it on the mandrel to make sure that it's super rigid. Well, basically as rigid as the gold can get. These are going to be soft. Basically, you can wiggle them by hand. You can see one of them is shinier than the other, but that's okay. I'm about to polish them both. This one's just got a little eggshell, which usually just polishes right off. No problem. And then you can kind of see the wire is a little square on the post, so we'll just take that down as well. So now that these are work hardened, should be super strong. Basically structurally as they're going to be, but now we're going to make them a little prettier. I basically finished up this chunkier 24 karat gold nose ring. Now I have to make another one with a standard wire. You can see how different they are. This one's really thin. The chunkier one costs twice as much. A little bit more than twice as much, actually. Just gotta double check that it's the 8 millimeters, so fits around here. So it's a little bit bigger than 8 millimeters, which is good. I have to take down the ends a little bit because they're sharp at the moment. You kind of see how sharp they are. Those got to get filed down, so we'll lose a little bit of diameter. I'm going to work harden it while it's on the mandrel. So that actually opens it up a bit. But it's got some springiness to it. You see if I try to squeeze it together, it's not immediately just squashing, so that's good. Looks pretty good. Bend it together. Yeah, that looks pretty good. You can really see how thin and delicate my normal earring is versus this custom made chunky boy.